This is Zombie Army 4 Dead War. We're on PlayStation 5, taking a look at this now updated and upgraded game for the particular platform. So with that, we're getting a 4K resolution at 60 FPS. It does have reduced loading times, and DRS is enabled. That means the resolution of the image can drop below the target to ensure a smooth frame rate. So yeah, that's kind of the general gist of the upgrades they made available here. I guess we can show off the settings quickly in regards to the display, so you don't really get any choices in this one. I know on the Xbox version there's like a performance option too, whereas this one is just strictly 4K 60, which is fine because the game looks great, it runs really smoothly, and it's generally just quite fantastic. And yeah, I played through this mostly on the Xbox version, so it's great to be checking out the PlayStation side of things too, and showing off this great game. It really is fantastic. For context, the Zombie Army series, follows the Sniper Elite series. It's kind of a bit of a spin-off franchise, as to say. And with each entry, they've been getting more and more ambitious in regards to their games, with this one being the first full standalone title. And I say that in the sense that on console, in the past we got the Zombie Army Trilogy, which was a collection of the games, which were kind of all smaller efforts. I'd say Zombie Army, the third one, kind of, really did expand the scope of it. But this one in particular really made it become its own full experience. You got a great kind of campaign option that you can work through together in 4-player co-op. And then past that, you've got a horde mode, where you work together to survive waves and then escape if you'd like to, or keep fighting and trying to survive. You can play it by yourself if you'd like to. I played a lot of the game by myself because I was, reviewing it like right before launch, so there's not as many people that I could play with at that time. But yeah, now I'm obviously being able to play with others easily. Oh, I can't believe I could actually kill that bird. That's funny. Anyways, you're also getting like scored constantly. There are collectibles to find. There's like a leveling system in the game where you're unlocking tons of unique loot and items and mods and things that change up your guns quite a bit. Like my gun here could become an electrical type of weapon. Apparently the controller makes sounds too. I hadn't noticed that prior. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And if you're wondering about why we're up here, this is like a bit of a boss type area. It's one of the more structured scenes. So typically you're working through what is very much a linear experience with an element of somewhat semi-open world environments that you can work through, where sometimes you have multiple objectives. So now this thing is opening up, and we're going to be going to different areas here in order to kind of get these generators repaired, and we're going to have to work as a squad in order to do so. And that's the fun element of the co-op, is working together. So aside from your weapons that you get here, like the rifle is your primary weapon, right? Jeez, that's so weird. And then you've got like a secondary you can kind of choose. And again, you get choices, right? Like you get to sit there in the lobby beforehand, customize your class, pick what you want. So I usually go with the MP44 and the Guer. And then you get like a secondary side pistol that you can use. And that's kind of your setup. And like I'd mentioned, like for my Guer on the Xbox, I've got, a lot of levels done. So I've got like an electric effect. So my gun is like, I think golden, and it's like electrical. And this game does have a lot of DLC content to it. And that might sound bad, but what the content is it's actually brand new chapters that continue and expand the narrative of the game. And with each of those, they actually provide you with a plethora of different ways. Jeez, that's so terrifying. Just not used to that sound. They provide you with a lot of extra content too. So like a new map will be available, and with that map you'll get like maybe a new character and some gun skins and stuff like that. They actually go above and beyond for adding traditional DLC that I think is definitely worthwhile if you are a fan of this game, and you're going to get a lot out of, kind of doing that. Oh, is he dying? I guess I'll... But I don't know where to place that. Oh no! I went into the fire and the fire kind of killed me because I was trying to help my teammate. That's not good. Don't like these tutorials. But anyways, like what I'm trying to say is the DLC is definitely worth playing. It's definitely worth checking out. I've done the first selection, because I think there's two setups. Like there's a story arc of 3 missions or so that is like the first set of story missions, and then there are an additional 3 that come afterwards, at least from what I'm aware. And I didn't play those 3, but I played the first 3, and I thought they were genuinely worth the effort from the developers to put that out there. I thought it was kind of cool for them to expand the story. They were really neat kind of story things. And again, the reason I'm kind of talking about them is just the fact that I think they are worth doing, and it helps support, you know, the developer that made this really, really great game. Because I think it is quite well done. And I need, like, a health pack. Really badly. Because I am not looking so good. We can find that somewhere. Oh, comic. And it's weird that that plays with a controller. But yeah, the game is filled with a variety of objectives. I mean, it might seem fairly straightforward here in regards to what we're doing. But there's a lot of different scenarios where you're like defending places, running through towns. Sometimes there's like this one where you're going through like a raft. I actually think that is this chapter and why I picked it, but we didn't end up doing that part. We're at like the end of it. But, you know, there's a good selection of different acts you can play. And then on top of that, the horde mode's a lot of fun. Lots of different challenges and things you can do. It's just a really well done experience that I think is a lot of fun and definitely worth playing. Just because it is so unique. Am I glitched onto the... What the heck? Because of the camera angle or what? Because I could see my character there. That's really weird. Like, I've never seen that before. Huh. This is definitely a glitch. Might be part of the newest update or something. That's weird because I'm that character in front of me, but I have the perspective of playing as part of the turret, which is like the weirdest thing in the world. It's also really kind of cool that I'm seeing this. So obviously, I guess there might be glitches on the platform for this kind of thing, but I assume it happened because I was on the thing leaving it as soon as like the cutscene was playing for the generator there. So that is really quite cool. I don't think you guys will ever necessarily see this dynamic angle again from this game. I think maybe if I get downed, you know, I can maybe switch up my... Yeah, there we go, that fixed it. But hopefully my teammate can come and help me. I hope I didn't put this in too much of a bad situation for him. I'm back. And that fixed it. That was really funny. That was kind of cool and dynamic. I didn't really expect that to be happening. But like I said, like, the game is good. It's got a good amount of gameplay to it. It's got a good amount of challenge to it. There's different difficulty tiers you can play. You know, there's lots of different mission types. There's DLC. If you really like it, you can go further for it. You know, playing the game more afterwards, which I think is nice. Visually, it's quite impressive. You know, everything seems quite smooth in regards to the, you know, performance in that. It's got a good selection of characters, some unlockable content. Of course, hordes of the undead. And they really, you know, stack up enemies. Oh, geez. In regards to the amount of zombies you have to deal with. Like, they really go all out in this one to provide a wealth and a plethora of the undead for you to be shooting at. And there's different types of infected, too. So obviously we got these explosive guys here. But there's, like, some bigger ones, like really tankish type guys. Ones where you have to shoot out the armor. And then you've got different... What the heck? That thing blew up behind me or something? What is going on with her hair? This update must be a little glitchy on the platform. That's weird. Look at her hair flying. Oh, jeez. But yeah, like I was saying, oh no. That's not good at all. Like I was saying, the horde density is really good. The environments look gorgeous. Visually, it's very impressive. And I think they just did a really good job with this one. You know, they added a lot of content. They really expanded the scope of what the series can be when it comes to, you know, battling against the various zombie threats and doing different things and getting different skills. And then there's a good level of replayability to that I think not a lot of games of this genre really do well. And I think if you like the concept here, again, the DLC is a good way to kind of support Rebellion here. And if you like this one a lot, there is the Zombie Army trilogy that you can play as well, which again is like the first 3 games put together. And they're not like huge, but you know, all the chapters together come together to make an actual pretty decent game that you can play. And that one also has like, you know, the horde survival, and it just kind of adds to the experience of this one, because this kind of continues it and does some different things with the story. But I think the story isn't the biggest part of this game. Like, there is a definite story, and it does continue the narrative, and I think the story by the end of the third zombie army game is kind of like nuts. So yeah, I think you get value out of it if you do kind of get into the story. It's kind of a little bit of fun, but it's not at necessarily the forefront of what we're doing here. Oh yeah, and the big heavy, so they got snipers over there. The big heavy guys, like, they have armor things you can kind of pick off and shoot. And if you're wondering about me being dead here, don't worry, I'll come back at like the next checkpoint, just like our teammate did. It's a little easier to talk and also just kind of watch these guys with their different guns and abilities kind of getting things done, right? Cool characters. Different setups. Just kind of gives you an idea of the weapons too, and what's available within this title. But the biggest thing I want to say is it's a good game. It's well done. You know, support these developers because they actually make really fun experiences. If you like the style, on top of, you know, Zombie Army Trilogy and the DLC being here, if you've never heard of Strange Brigade, that game is a gem. It's very similar to this, but it's got like a, you know, an adventure vibe to it, like a, I want to say 30s adventure vibe to it, era-wise. Can't quite remember the year for that one, but I believe it's a 30s adventure game where you're like fighting mummies and stuff. And I know I'm off topic with that, but I just like to plug it in for these guys because I really do enjoy their co-op games a lot. You know, they add a lot of value, I think. They have a lot of fun with their games. They're definitely interesting titles. And I mean, it's kind of crazy. That's one of the heavy guys, so you gotta shoot the packs and it kind of explodes. But there's different types. There's ones with like chain guns and, you know, the armor part that I was mentioning. It's just kind of wild. Like, I mean, look at the sense of scope here, like this big area that we're fighting in. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, sort of neat. And again, so dynamic because you're always experiencing different challenges and different things that you got to do in order to survive and make it through the checkpoints. It's kind of a little bit like Left 4 Dead, you know, in the sense that you go to like these safety rooms and that's where you like re-loot and everything every so often, and you're like checkpoints and that. And yeah, it does take that concept a little bit of Left 4 Dead-esque style of co-op play, and I think it does a really good job with it. I don't know, being fun, being different. Oh, jeez. Don't go into the water, my friend. It's dangerous. And it just, again, this is the first full, I'd say, experience for the Zombie Trilogy. Or, the Zombie Army games. See, I'm so used to the Zombie Trilogy from playing it over the years. And you gotta watch out. This water's dangerous to walk through. It's not good, but anyways. What I'm mostly trying to get across is it's a great title. It's a great experience. If you can get your friends to come in and play this with you, I think you will have a really good time together. You know, it could be a fun spooky night, a good casual day working through it all. I think you'll have a lot of value out of this one, and I think it'll definitely offer a lot of great experiences as you go and try to survive and play through the content, to the point that you'll probably be wanting to jump in and do the DLC stuff, or, you know, wanting to basically play their other similar titles, because they do feel, you know, very similar to this style, and they've done leaps and bounds from, you know, when I first started with the Zombie Army Trilogy. And the Sniper Elite series is great too, that's for sure. I always get really happy when they announce a new Sniper Elite title, because A, Sniper Elite games are a lot of fun, and B, that means a Zombie Army game is is coming in the near future, which I always quite like. And why are we not back yet? They gotta release the charge, and I think I get to spawn back in. It's just like they're taking a little bit of time with this. It seems like, you know, they're not flicking the switch. They know what they're doing. They got lots of armor and stuff. They should be knowing what they're supposed to be doing. But they're like taking out the enemies, which I guess makes sense. Clean it up a bit before the new round starts. But that's also like, come on guys, I want to get playing again. I want to help finish this section off. I gotta resurrect at the checkpoint. It's ridiculous. Because I think they literally just need to release the electric charge at this point. Oh, it's got the flamethrower. This is also easier on me, so I don't have to be talking and playing at the same time. But it is more fun to be engaged and actively shooting the zombies. Oh, I was just gonna go into free cam, but character's back. That's good. I'm ready to be in the fight and killing the undead. I also love how they're dynamic too, and how you can kind of like cut them down and stuff, the zombies. You're definitely a little bit more hardcore for eliminating. Oh, we actually gotta go through the water here. I forgot about that. I don't like the water. It slows you down so much. Now, I don't know if they want me specifically to do this. They seem to just be killing things. Maybe they're trying to get points or something like that. Oh no, they're coming. Okay. Cover this guy as he gets over here. You know, you gotta work together to survive the horde. Because I do want to kind of show off the end of this. We don't got any of those grenades. So those aren't ammo boxes. I need to find an ammo box. Which I think is up there. We gotta go through the doors. Crap, where was the door? Was it to the... Oh no, I think you can go up there. Crap, okay. Well, I'm going the long way. Doesn't matter, whatever. I got this. Cool reflections in the water. I think there's... Oh, there's just a ammo rifle box. I don't see the secondary ammo box. Oh, there we go. That's going off. We did it, guys. We beat the demonic thing, and we somewhat saved the day for now, but not really. Because there's always more zombies to kill and always more things to deal with. Get back on the boat! It's so dynamic. Whoa! That's kind of awesome. Anyways, Zombie Army 4, Dead War.